we're being joined now with Billy Sheehan.
But I'm so glad to be here because I remember I saw an ad in Life magazine, or maybe Look magazine in the 60s, about a magazine for guitar players. And I wrote, and I got probably your maybe 7th or 8th issue was my first one.
Like in 67, 70,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
And then I got it faithfully to today. That's my main magazine.
Oh,
Once the guitar stores picked it up, then it was easy to get it, but it was hard to find it. You know, I mean, I think we all missed the first one because we didn't know about it. But we found, you would find them like at the very old Guitar Center when it was across the street from where it was in the old days. They'd have them, and we'd just go in there and look for them.
Great.
So,
I've seen the pieces that you did on their video, where you're slowing things down.
Yeah.
And I always wonder when you're playing in a studio or on a gig, and you're improvising. Then somebody asks you to, hey, can you play that again for me? You said, wait a minute, I got to think about it. What was I doing?
It's tough.
That's hard.
It's tough to remember exactly what it is because you're not. I always talk when I do seminars and clinics. I try to urge people not to think.
Oh yeah.
Don't think. If you're thinking, like right now as we're speaking, we're not thinking about what we're saying. We're just speaking from the heart, from our experience, whatever. But if you got to stop and think, it's not a real true communication, in my humble opinion, anyway.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not always thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. So it's funny that when you have to stop and slow it down, you go, wait a minute, how did that go again?
Yeah.
It's funny.
What was your favorite issue of Guitar Player magazine?
The one with him on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with me on the cover.
Yeah.
It's
Inside in his story, you'll
I
see
hope
his
it's
cover.
an interesting story, but
I can find it for you.
Is it on there?
Yeah, let's find it.
I was
while
with
it's
David
on.
Lee Roth, and we launched on the tour, and we ended up in Buffalo, New York on the Eat 'em and Smile tour. And that day, the mayor of Buffalo declared it Billy Sheehan Day in Buffalo. And I'm in my hotel room, and sliding underneath the door is the Guitar Player magazine with me on the cover, and it was the poll issue, and I had won the poll for Best Bass Player. So that was one of the greatest days of my life. Thank you very much.
Well, again, Guitar Player magazine exposed. We learned about a lot of people. We learned a lot about them. Oh, here we go. Here's the. And but that's how we learned about a lot of guys. Myself, that's when I first heard of you, was in Guitar Player magazine.
Yeah, after we had Mike Varney's Spotlight on New Talent. That's the first I was in any national USA press. And I remember our audiences after that changed because all these people read about that thing. The audience is now filled with musicians going like this. And it was our job that after the first 2 or 3 songs that their arms would be either down by their side or up. Not this. So it was amazing the impact the magazine had on everybody and spawned how many imitators, I lost count. But this gentleman started it all. And
well, we were talking earlier back then that was, in the early days, that for me was the only way I learned about new gear and stuff. I mean, was it a major information center for you? Because there was no internet back there when it first started. And
no, magazines were kind of the
that was it.
The hardware internet.
Yeah.
And Rolling Stone would run a couple of like Electro Harmonics ads. Cream magazine occasionally would do something. Hit Parade, you'd see a little thing about. But if you really were a player and want to know anything about, Fender, Gibson. The big heavy hitters and all the important gear, you had to get Guitar Player magazine. And I think I'm so glad that this book exists now because what an incredible record of so many great players and all the interviews that everybody did at a time when your interviews weren't guarded and marketing. They were really just you talking about what you did, and it was a wonderful time. Incredible. I'm so glad it's documented.
And it did make an impact on music. I mean, I think that's undeniable, even though you wouldn't think that it did. I mean, it influenced my friends, me as a guitar player,
Everybody I know.
That's nice to hear, frankly. I appreciate that.
You did an awesome job. Awesome job, truly. But anyway, when is the book coming out?
The book comes out officially March.
The first
Third.
Tuesday in March.
First Tuesday in March. So
It's
check
available
this
for
out.
pre-sale
You
now.
can get, it'll be out at all the outlets, I'm sure. Oh yeah, okay. Now we're gonna put you on the spot. When the Winery Dogs album coming out?
We don't know when it's coming out, but we have started the process of creating another record, and we're firing on all 8 cylinders. It's going very smoothly. Our first writing session yielded about 15 great pieces of music we're very, very excited about. More to come, and we will do it ASAP.
I saw some pictures. I think it's on the Facebook page that showed you guys rehearsing and writing. So check that out on their Facebook page because it's kind of cool. That it's an interest. I like that room where you guys work. It's very cool.
Yeah, we're actually writing songs together as a band in the same room.
Wow.
What a novel idea.
classic.
This is how everybody did it in the old days. So that's how we did our first record. That's how we'll do all of our records. We
Good.
pledge.
That's a great way to do it.
Right on.
But anyway, yes. So check out that. We'll let you know as soon as they know when the Winery Dog album's coming out. We'll post that, and then in March, go and check this book out. It is history that you need to know.
And it's available for pre-sale now.
Oh, okay.
On
It's
Amazon
available
and other,
for pre-sale.
Online outlets.
Billy, thank you as always.
Billy,
Thank you for
I appreciate it.
what a heritage we have because of you. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Wow.
Thank you for making my
Thanks
guitar
to guys
experience
like
much
you.
better.
They're talking to me. Jeff, thank you.
Oh,
appreciate
it's
it.
totally a pleasure. And Dara, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dara.
Do you still have your old issues?
I do.
See, even he has his old issues.
Let me move a little.
All my guitar player mags.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You really?
Yeah, it's a big deal.